What's up, everyone? It is time for the conference championship round of Neutral Zone Reaction live from Rome, Italy, and the other half
And
back in
Buffalo
Buffalo
Grove,
Road,
Illinois.
of course. So, you ready to go, Brady? We got a lot to talk about today.
I'm ready to go. Finish up my notes, and we're ready.
Of course, you're finishing up notes because someone's never prepared on time.
I'm prepared on time. I'm prepared right now. What are you talking about?
All right. Well, we're starting at Lincoln Financial Field today in the background because that's the game I'm looking most forward to personally for this weekend. I don't know if that's the one you're most into, but this NFC Championship is going to be wild.
I'm excited for this. I think this is going to be one of those games it's going to be a pounding, physical game, and it's not going to be a track, but it's going to be a fun football game to watch.
Well, first off, what do you think about like how it's kind of been overlooked the last couple of days and the past week of the Eagles just dominating New York? I feel like the talk's been more about the Niners. What about you?
No, I agree. I mean, the Niners they had a shaky game against Dallas. Not that Dallas is a bad team or that they should have killed them, but it
Dallas should
raised
not have
eyebrows
killed
seeing that
them.
one. What?
Dallas should not have killed them.
What? That's not what I said.
Okay, fair enough. Keep going.
Dude, Italy's messing with your head. No, the Eagles blew them out, and the Niners kind of had a shaky win against Dallas. Not that it mattered. Not that it's like end all be all. Because it's playoffs. Dallas is a good team, but I think a lot of people are concerned about that, raising my eyebrows.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing: the Giants are such a weaker team. See, now we get to trash talk on the Giants after all this time.
Yeah, I know, dude. I've been
All
waiting the whole
season.
season for this.
No, but I think the Eagles came out with a really good game plan, and I don't know if that's something they're going to be able to do against 49ers
Why
because
not?
there are
Why would that be a game plan?
because here's the thing: there are too many weapons on the Niners. There are too many to
How many
contain
weapons
all
do
of
the
them.
Eagles have, though?
On the Giants, they just had to stop Saquon, and that's all
Yeah,
they
and
had
they
to do.
blew out the Giants, which is what they should have done. You can't penalize them for having to play the Giants. They were the one seed. That's
Oh
how it
no,
works.
I'm not penalizing them. I'm just saying I agree with the people. I don't think we really need to be looking that deep into the fact that it was a blowout because
It should have been a blowout.
it should have
Yeah,
been not a
100%
close.
should have been a blowout.
Of course, we both predicted that would be the closest game of the week, and
Of course, yeah, but that's because we're a sports podcast. We got to make bad takes.
oh, of course, every
It's in the
week,
brain.
especially on your end of this thing, of
Thanks,
the
buddy.
spectrum. But what do you think about the quarterback play? So we have a football group chat and we had a big argument about Brock Purdy. I don't think he's done anything to show that he should be expected to not play well in the big game. I think
I'm
he's
nervous about the
done.
quarterback play. I'll be
I think
honest.
what?
I'm nervous about the quarterback play. I'm going to be honest.
I'm not nervous.
Let me explain why though. Okay, the Cowboys. We can all agree Dak struggled. The Cowboys didn't score a lot of points, right?
Yeah, I mean, hold on.
Yeah, made some turnovers. Very mad. They scored 12 points. I mean, it's not a lot.
I just realized my mic was pointing towards the. There probably was an echo before. Now there's not going to be. Sorry. Continue.
You are a special guy. All right. So Purdy was very mad against Cowboys. He was 19 for 29 for 214. That's respectable. That's mad. And they put up 19 points. If they do that same thing against the Eagles, they're going to get boat raced. The thing is, Purdy is going to have to make some special plays to beat this Eagles team.
And I think
as
he's
good
got
as the
it in
Niners
him.
roster is, they're not going to hold Jalen Hurts at 12 points. They're not. I think the Eagles are going to put up 20-some points this game. I think Purdy's going to have to make some plays if they want to win. And he hasn't faced a defense this good to do it against. Did you know? Okay, who do you think leads this? Okay, you're going to guess this from the question. But
Here comes
the
little
Eagles lead the
stats
league in
from Brady.
sacks. The Eagles lead the league in sacks with 70. Guess who's second with how many?
The 49ers with 52.
I'm be honest, I forgot who's second. I didn't write it down. It's not the 49ers. The 49ers are 10th.
Well,
It's 55.
55, okay.
Yeah, they are leading sacks by 15 sacks. That's like that's like they have an extra sack per game compared to the next best team. They're going to be all over Brock Purdy. He's going to be uncomfortable. He's going to be rushed, and I don't see him putting up an efficient game, making those plays necessary. I think there's going to be a turnover or two. I think that the Eagles are going to pounce, and I don't think the Eagles are going to make those same mistakes. They're a more veteran team, and I think Purdy's
Are they a
flinch.
more veteran team, though? Are they?
They have a more veteran quarterback. And
See, that's not the whole team, though. You look at
Okay,
this
yeah, but
49ers team, they have more experience in the playoffs at least than every
the
other
whole
player on the
Eagles line has
Eagles.
won a Super Bowl. AJ Brown has been in huge games.
Wait,
Dallas
who won
Goedert
a
has been
Super
in huge
Bowl?
games. What?
Who you said win a Super Bowl?
The whole Eagles line was there when they won a Super Bowl a couple years ago.
Okay. The
Okay.
It's the same deal on the 49ers.
They're also
All
at
of their
home. I mean,
weapons
this is
have
no
been in
different than
big
last
games
week for
except
them.
McCaffrey. They were in the conference championship last year and they brought back the same
Yeah,
team.
yeah. I'm not saying the 49ers aren't prepared. It's just they have a 7th-round rookie quarterback who's going to be in a hostile environment on the road against one of the best defenses in the league, and I
But
think he's going to get rattled. And I don't think. I think even if he isn't rattled, and even if he plays conservative like he has been, I don't think they can win the game. I think he has to be special for them to win this game, and I don't see that happening.
You literally last week kept talking about, oh, the 49ers have scored 37 or more points in 4 straight games. And
Yeah,
now
and then
you're
they played
acting like
Dallas, and you
you're
saw what
now you're
happened.
acting
Dallas has
like
a
the
good
same
defense.
but now you're acting like the same approach they've had all the last 7 weeks is suddenly not going to be enough, and playing conservative is not going to keep
I
up
don't
with
think it
Philly.
will. Because
You see what you're saying?
Philly's going to punch them right back in the mouth. Dak couldn't do it. None of these other sorry teams they've played could do it. But Dallas can. Or not Dallas. Philly can.
So obviously it sounds like you're going with the Eagles this game.
I have the Eagles, yeah. What's your score prediction? Who do you have?
I have the 49ers still. I think that it's a very even game. 2 great teams.
I think it's even. Yeah, I think it's an even game. I think
But
Brock Purdy versus Jalen Hurts is the difference.
I think the difference is Nick Bosa. I think Nick Bosa and Hassan Reddick are both going to go off, but Nick Bosa is going to make a defensive player of the year type of play in this game. And that's going to be it might be tied at the very end. It might be Eagles need a game-winning drive, and Nick Bosa gets a strip sack fumble. If I called this right now, that would be pretty sick.
That would be sick.
I'll absolutely repost that if
goals
some
in the
miracle
first
like
quarter
that
or something.
happens. But no, I think that the defense of the 49ers, you can't keep underestimating them.
I'm not underestimating them. They stunned Dallas last week. They're a great defense.
That was
the
not
Eagles have so much talent. The
You
Eagles
act-
have so much
that was
talent
not
and so
surprising.
much creativity. They're going to put up points. It's
That was
inevitable.
not surprising. That was only surprising to you because you thought it'd be a high-scoring shootout, and I was
Okay,
like,
stop.
no.
I said it would be high scoring in the second half when Stack had his garbage time. He just never got into garbage time.
Yeah, okay.
Not my fault.
No,
Anyways.
I really think that you're still underestimating San Fran's D. They pound the other team. They are so physical. They are different than anyone ever plays against. I mean, you look, it's still, what was it, 0-15. Other teams are 0-15 the week after they play the 49ers. It is brutal in the trenches when you play against this San Francisco team. And personally, I don't think the Eagles have what it takes to overcome that. And I don't think they've played a physical team like this. Just like you say, the Niners haven't faced a team like the Eagles. I think it's more so the other way around. Eagles haven't faced a team like San Francisco all year.
Okay, I see your point. I do. But this is the way I look at it. Everyone's saying this game's going to be won in the trenches. I don't think that's the case. I think it's going to be won by which quarterback makes more plays and less mistakes against these great defenses. Because I think you and I can both agree it's going to be hard to score points in this game. Right? That's fair.
I think it'll be a middle
more plays
scoring
off
game.
script, make less mistakes is going to pull out this win. And I think that's going to be Jalen Hurts. And also to your point, I don't think the Eagles, you say like the Eagles are like a bunch of rookies that have never been in this position. Like think about who's on that team. Hassan Reddick, veteran. Fletcher Cox, veteran.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Quinn, veteran. Their whole line has been in the league except for their guard.
Robert Quinn? He's on the Eagles?
You didn't know that we traded him.
Oh, I had no idea. Oh, I knew we did trade him. No, I haven't heard anything about him all year since the trade.
I haven't either, but he's a veteran. He's a playmaker, and that's why they got him.
Okay, fair enough. And they have Darius. They have the best pass defense in the league.
That's what I'm saying, and they have a good rush. And also their O-line is a veteran O-line. They have a rookie at guard, and the rest of their O-line has been there for a while, and they're all high-level players.
Exactly. I mean, on paper, they're 2 really even teams.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think the Eagles are going to get overwhelmed at the line of scrimmage. I don't think the Niners do either. I think it's going to be a very even line of scrimmage game, very physical. That's why I think the quarterback play is what's going to determine this game, and that's why I have Jalen Hurts over Brock Purdy. And my score prediction, I have the Eagles winning this game 24-20.
Okay, and I think that the turnovers are going to decide this game. We both agree it's going to be a really physical game, but
yeah, and
when push comes to shove,
Brock rookie or Jalen Hurts.
But you keep talking about this rookie. Brock Purdy has turned the ball over 2 or 3 times the whole season.
He hasn't been rattled. He's okay.
He's been
not
so
going to have
calm
a lead
and
and a
collected.
run game this game,
and
like
he has shown.
had. Against Dallas, he had a lead for the whole second half. Like every game he's played, he's
That's
had a
not
lead.
his fault. And
They're not,
what did he do? He protected that lead.
but it's going to be new to him.
Give me a
He's going to be
break. This
inexperienced. He's
guy
going to be
played
on the road.
4 years of
He's going to have to
college.
make plays
This
that
isn't
he
like
hasn't been asked to do
Trubisky
all
playing.
season.
This isn't like Trubisky starting 13 college games.
No, because
Brock
there's going to be
Purdy
a point
has
in this
played in a
game
lot
when
of big
he's going to
games
be down,
before.
and it's going to be the second half, and it's going to be crazy, and he's going to have to make a tight throw that
And
he's
he'll
been asked
make
to
it.
do all season.
And he'll make the
He's
tight
not
throw.
going to be able to hand it off to McCaffrey. He's not going to be able to throw a screen to Kittle. He's going to have to throw it downfield in a tight window. And guys are faster in the NFL than they are at Iowa State, and that's when he makes a turnover, and that's where the Eagles win the game.
Okay, well, my score
That's it.
fair enough. We agree to disagree here. My score prediction is 49ers 27, Eagles 24. I think Robbie Gould makes a game-winning field goal to send them to the Super Bowl.
I wouldn't even be mad if Robbie Gould made a game winning field goal.
Yeah, I mean. All right, well, let's move to the AFC
So I got
Championship
Eagles
game.
-2.5. You got Niners +2.5.
Yes. Yeah. All right, on to the AFC side. Another big game. Obviously, Mahomes has never beaten Joe Burrow in Burrowhead Stadium, as
never
Chris
has
Jones
in
called
Burrowhead
it.
Stadium.
Did you know Chris Jones has never had a playoff sack?
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. They showed this on the graphic against the Jaguars. He's got like 15 playoff games, and he's never gotten a playoff sack.
That's crazy to me.
I know. So you were right about the offensive line last week. I mean, me and the whole rest of the football community all thought the Bengals O-line was going to be a reason that they would possibly fall apart, and it was not the case. They went with the run-heavy approach. Do you think that approach is going to be prevalent against Kansas City, or do you think they're going to say, hey, we're going to actually put the ball in Joe's hands today? Joe Burrow.
I mean,
Well, instead of Mixon.
why would they put? I understand what you meant. This game was tough for me. It really was, and I think the Bengals are going to come out with a similar game plan they did last week. They're going to protect the O-line. They're going to run the ball. But I think at the same time, I think they're going to stretch the field a little more. They've had success in the past. And I mean, Mahomes is going to score points. It's what he does. So I think the Bengals are going to extend the ball downfield a little more than they did last week.
Fair enough. And Jamar Chase has owned Kansas City. I mean, absolutely owned them.
Yeah, stupid stat lines.
I think one of the issues here is Mahomes. Think back to the Chiefs-Titans AFC Championship 3 years ago, I believe. And the turning point of that game, remember the Titans were winning. Titans were up like, what was it? 10-0, 17-0, 14.
It was like 14-24. It was 17-7 with like 2-minute warning. Then Mahomes broke off that run.
Something like that. But the turning point of the game was that huge run by Mahomes. He got outside the pocket, broke one tackle, broke another one, spun out of the guy at the 5-yard line and scored. And Arrowhead was going absolutely berserk. Mm-hmm. I think that the ankle injury is not being talked about enough. And they had this whole press conference. He walked out like he was all fine, no problem. A high ankle sprain can take up to 6 to 8 weeks to recover.
But there's different levels of high ankle sprains.
I know. I'm just saying.
We don't know the severity. We don't know anything about the injury. Let's be real. All we know is we saw him walk.
All we know is high ankle. And all we know is it looked bad when it happened. And he clearly was less mobile the rest of the game. Obviously, he'll be able to be mobile. But is he going to be able to make those game-changing plays with his legs, like what helps him be such an insanely good quarterback? I don't think so. I don't think he's going to be able to turn it full speed ahead. Jalen Hurts, like he's usually able to. I don't know if he can hit that second notch.
I'm gonna disagree with you here. I think Mahomes is gonna be fine. He's got the best doctors, the best medical equipment, the best equipment in the Midwest. He's got, and also I don't think you understand
but it's 1 week after the injury
during these games is insane. I mean, yes, it's gonna hurt him. Yes, he's gonna be wobbly, but when he's in a play, you don't think about your ankle.
I know you don't.
I had a game
I'm just saying I don't know if he can hit that second gear, or not second. He always is in the second gear. I don't know if he can hit the third gear if he's gonna use his legs this game.
I had a game once where I sprained my ankle in the second quarter, I think. And I played the whole game, and I didn't notice it until after.
Well, yeah, of course. Same with me.
But it's And I had another guy on my team who broke his wrist in a game, and he didn't even know till after.
Hey, I broke
Like,
my thumb in a game and had no idea until like
well, that's the
the
thing. Like, you have so much adrenaline during these games, you don't realize till after, and he's going to be taped up.
he'll be
It's
taped
not going to
up.
be
Yeah, yeah,
mobile.
yeah.
But when you watch Mahomes run, Mahomes isn't cut. It's not like a Justin Fields, Jalen Hurts type of run. Lamar, he's not going to be cutting jagged. He just kind of runs straight, like curves. I don't know. Mahomes is he reminds me of Steve Young running. He doesn't like cut. He just kind of weaves between people.
Fair enough.
I don't.
I
And the
know. I
ankle
don't
is
think
fine.
it's a.
Straight line running with your ankle is not bad at all. Like
I
it's
don't
more the
think.
cutting aspect.
I don't
I
think
know
it's
I'm
a
not a
huge
doctor, but
deal.
I've had ankle
I
injuries
just.
before.
I don't
The
think it's
bigger
a
issue is
huge
going to be
deal.
his ability
Sorry.
to cut. I don't think he's going to have to do that much. I mean, if he has to roll out to his right or left, I think he'll be okay doing that. I think the adrenaline's going to take over.
I
And
think
he's
he
so
will have to
magical
run
from the
though.
pocket anyway.
I think that's going to be Cincinnati's game plan: get him out of the pocket and force him to run.
But at the
Because
same time, what do you think the Chiefs are going to do? Because I think that Andy Reid's going to protect his ankle, and I think Andy Reid's going to come up with something we saw from Zach Taylor last week, which is a quick, efficient passing game.
no, that's not what
Well,
Zach
Mahomes
Taylor
gonna be
had last.
protected.
Zach Taylor was run first last week.
Zach
They
Taylor, dude, do you see the Bengals short concepts? The Bengals had so many short
oh
little
they
passes,
did
Joe Burrow
they
underneath,
did,
and it
but
was so effective.
they did, but it was still a run first offense last week because
Well, the Chiefs are never
they
going to be run
the
first, but
cheat
they
or
can be a shorter game,
the Bills
short
could
game,
not
quick
tackle
ball
to
passing
save their
offense.
lives.
What?
The Bills could not tackle to save their lives last week. It was
Yeah, the
embarrassing.
Bengals can, but well, that's why I think this isn't going to be a 27-10 game. But
You think it is?
no, it's
Oh,
not.
isn't? I was gonna say.
No, not
Um,
crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I think the adrenaline's going to take over. I think Andy Reid's going to come up with a game plan to not only protect Mahomes from the pass rush, but from himself scrambling on that ankle. And even if he does, I think he'll be fine. I really don't think the ankle's going to be that big of a factor this game.
okay, fair enough. I mean, maybe it will, maybe it won't be. But what about the game flow? Remember, last year's was 21-0 Chiefs, and then the
It's
Bengals came back.
21-3.
21-3. I thought it
And
was
then Eli
21-0
Apple
at some
happened
point.
at the goal line.
Okay, 21-3. Are you thinking it's going to be a comeback type of game, or that it'll be even the whole way?
I think it's going to be a back and forth game. I really do. I mean, I think it's like, I don't think it's going to be more than like a 7-1 possession game the whole game, I'll be honest.
Really?
I mean, okay, I'm not.
I don't know,
saying
the
that. I think, like the
Bengals-
Chiefs or the Bengals can jump out to a lead, and the other team could come back. I think it'll be, but I think it'll be close. The whole. It's not going to be like the Buffalo game.
Okay. I mean, I think the Bengals they looked so dominant last week. I was fully convinced that they are going to win this game by more than 7 points. It
Really?
doesn't seem right for an AFC championship. You keep looking at these past games. In the past few years, the AFC championship's been the best game one of the best games every single season.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's due is not a good argument for a
Okay.
sports podcaster, but it just feels like the Bengals could 100% repeat the defensive performance from last week and if they can contain Kelsey, who had an NFL record for most receptions in a playoff game last week against Jacksonville. Obviously, Jacksonville did not game plan well for that. I think that the Bengals have more ways they're going to be able to do that, and there's no Tyreek Hill to one-on-one to destroy Eli Apple, who we'll talk about in a minute. But just overall, I don't see it being as much of a shootout as the past years. The Bengals I'm really sold on them after last week.
Interesting.
Yeah.
When I was thinking about this, I know you said it's not doing whatever, and I agree with that. But Andy Reid, when he knows teams, he knows what he's doing. He doesn't lose. Like he's 27-4 off a bye. That's stupid.
Well, he didn't have
I
a
know
bye,
this isn't a bye,
so
but
that's
he
a
knows
useless
Andy
stat.
Reid knows the Bengals more than he knows the back of his hand. I mean, Andy Reid has played this Bengals team 3 times in the last year, I think, and
he's lost
pissed.
every
Mahomes is
time.
pissed.
And he's lost every
What?
time.
Yeah, he's lost every time. But you
No,
think Andy
it's
Reid's
opposite.
slept this
Zach
week?
Taylor knows the
He probably
Chiefs
eats a
like the back
cheeseburger
of his
every night to stay
hand.
awake. I mean, I think Andy Reid's going to come with a game plan. I think the Chiefs are going to win this game. I really
Okay.
do.
What's your score prediction?
I don't think the Chiefs are going to lose this game at home again against the Bengals. And people forget the Bengals were a poverty franchise until 2 years ago. I mean, it's like the Bengals are like a dynasty or
A
anything.
juggernaut?
They just have Joe Burrow and a couple of receivers. But I think the Chiefs win this game. I don't know why. I've had a hunch all week on it. I regrettably didn't bet and watch the line go from plus 2.5 to minus 1.5, but I think the Chiefs win this game.
And what's your score?
I think it's close. I think it's back and forth. I think it's like a 31-27 game.
Oh, Chiefs. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's gonna come down to the last couple minutes. I don't know if Mahomes is gonna have a game-winning drive or Burrow's gonna get a shot at it, or it's gonna go into overtime. It obviously wouldn't be that score if it's overtime, but I think it's gonna be a great game.
Okay. I think it'll be a good game, but as I said earlier, I think the Bengals are still gonna stay in control and make it to another Super Bowl. I've got them winning 30-20.
Really?
Yeah.
So we are disagreeing on both.
You know what?
picks.
No. I'm changing my answer to 30-20. 30-21. I'll give the Chiefs 3 touchdowns and
A whole point.
it's two
Jules,
touchdowns
that
and 2
warms my
field
heart.
goals.
That was so nice of you.
2 touchdowns and 2 field goals
Look
is a
at
big
you,
difference
giving the
from
city
3
of Kansas
touchdowns.
City and the whole point.
See, now that I said 30-21, it'll be 30-20. But it is what it
That'd
is.
be awesome.
We have a couple fan questions this week.
Yeah, let's hear them.
And the first one I want to address, as we just said, is thoughts on Eli Apple. With his whole, he's got his whole Twitter rant and everything that like they won the Super Bowl already.
I mean, dude, the Chiefs set up like a number 1 receiver that's going to toast Eli Apple. I mean, he's probably going to play well. He's not going to be on Kelsey.
I'm going to say some
Juju the whole game.
They're going to have Sky Moore on him or something, and he's going to burn
Dude,
his ass.
Sky Moore's fine, but he's not like a huge playmaker. I think Eli Apple will play fine. I don't think he's going to make any plays. Mahomes doesn't really throw picks.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. I mean, I don't think Eli Apple's going to have some game-saving play like last time. He'll probably run his mouth no matter what happens, but
I mean, he
I don't know. I
sold
don't
the
think Eli
Super
Apple's
Bowl
like
last
a
year.
deciding component of this game. He's just a Matt corner with a trash mouth.
Yeah, he sold the Super Bowl against Cooper Kupp last year. So, I don't know. Yeah, but there's not really anyone on the Chiefs who is as dangerous
The only person the
as
Chiefs
that.
have to expose him is Kelsey, and Kelsey's going to be inside, so he's not going to match up.
What about Kadarius Toney? I feel like he could be wide open. It'll be like, oh my gosh, and Kadarius Toney is wide open, running free.
Oh my God!
And you'll see a Eli Apples laying on the ground, 15
like
yards
4
away.
yards back. I could see that happening. I don't expect it though. I mean, the Bengals are well coached. They're not gonna let Eli Apple go on an island against some speedster though.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. So
saying that it's gonna happen, but you get my point.
So our next fan actually we'll go. Our other fan questions are both, are where did I write them down? Oh, you know what? One other one is related to this weekend. So if Brock Purdy wins this weekend, do the Niners choose him over Trey Lance for next season?
Yeah,
I agree. I think that one's a pretty cut and dry question.
I mean, if this dude gets you to the Super Bowl, what are you gonna do? Just get rid of him?
Exactly.
Run the streets?
Okay, before our last couple topics, let's go into this week in
I feel like we already did this week
Vegas.
in Vegas.
We did, but this week we have a special edition. We've got a prop.
You have a player prop.
So what was the line on the Bengals Chiefs again?
It's 1.5, so it's pretty much money line.
For who?
Chiefs.
Chiefs? Okay, well I've got Bengals plus 1.5 and I have Niners minus plus 2, whatever it is.
Plus 2.5. Yeah, I got Eagles minus 2.5, Chiefs minus 1.5. So we'll see what happens.
Hey, you're even at 500. I need to have a strong end of the season.
That's amazing.
I was 2-0 last week. You were 2-1. But what is your?
Can you guess what my 1-500 pick was?
What do you mean your 1-500 pick?
Not 500. The one game that I pushed on.
Was it Bears Dolphins? Vikings Giants?
It was week 3.
That long ago? Ooh. Bengals Chiefs? No, who was it?
Bears Texans Bears minus 3.
I knew it was Bears minus 3. That's why I said the Dolphins. I thought it was Bears. I don't know. I knew it was Bears, but wow, that's fun. I don't even remember which two I pushed
and the Bears
on.
still got the number 1 pick.
Yeah. So what's your prop for this week? Could be a deciding factor to make you over 500 or under.
So I was looking at some of the lines, and I was thinking like this felt like more of a gut pick than like a necessarily like, oh, this has happened in 12 of the last 14 games. It is a point. It is a 9.87, 98.7 probability. Jamar Chase over 6.5 receptions. I think he's hit that mark in like 5 out of his last 6 games. He dominates the Chiefs. The Bengals are going to find a way to get the ball to him. I think there's going to be a lot of passing. I think he's going to get a lot of targets, a lot of catches. I mean, he's going to get his targets. I assume that means he gets his catches. And I think seven receptions is a good line for him.
That is a good line. I like that pick. And then mine was I have, you look at this 49ers Eagles game. Obviously, last week we talked about their run defense. I've got A.J. Brown over 70.5 receiving yards.
Interesting.
I didn't need to look at the stats on this one. I just really think
you just knew.
I
just like that.
I just see that and I was like, yeah, they are gonna push the ball to him. He's gonna be the yards guy this week. I talked about against the Cowboys how they had to contain CeeDee Lamb to win the game.
Yeah.
He still had 120 yards because of that big catch. But aside from that one play, they did a pretty good job of containing it. They didn't let him. I mean, obviously they only scored 12 points. So,
he didn't impact the game enough.
But yeah, I think the only weakness on the Niners D is their cornerbacks are not the best, and that's where the majority of Philly's offense is going to come from.
Their front seven is all pros, so yeah.
Exactly.
And they got Fred Warner, who's a literal tank. They got Al Shazier, sounds like an Egyptian king. And they got Greenlaw, who's a tank.
Everyone's insane on that front seven.
It's cracked.
All right, so let's move into the last couple of sections for the day. Going back to our home base, Soldier Field. First off, let's do another of our fan questions this week, more off-season based. Where do you think Tom Brady will end up, and where do you think he should end up? See, I had the question, so I've had a little time to think about this, but go ahead.
I'll let you start.
Okay. I think he will end up on the Las Vegas Raiders.
I agree with that. I think he ends up on the Vegas Raiders.
I think it's just the right fit, and he's been with McDaniels for multiple years. And they've got Devontae Adams right there waiting for him. Hunter Renfrow, he's got his white slot receiver.
Yeah, have you seen the thing where it's like Tom Brady, the final test, going to the Jets? I think that's an option, but I don't see it happening.
There's a reason I don't see him going to the Jets, but I'll address that in a little bit. I think the place I think he should go, because on the other hand, like Vegas still has no defense. Still. And I think if you want to give Tom Brady the best chance for another Super Bowl, send him to Minnesota.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to take my pick.
Oh, no.
Dude, you were complaining about Vegas doesn't have a defense. You send them to Minnesota.
Minnesota has pieces on defense. Vegas has Max Crosby
no defense.
And no one else.
Is Tom Brady going to go coach the defense?
No, I'm saying.
Come on, man.
Okay.
You know better than that.
Okay, here's the thing.
You literally trash talk the Vikings all the time.
No,
the Vikings are Tom Brady away from the Super Bowl. No, they're
I think they are. I think Tom Brady being on that offense can overcome a bad Vikings D, whereas that's not the case for the Raiders. The Raiders D is so pitiful every single year. They are so bad. You look at the Raiders, and obviously remember we had our little bet on the Raiders selling to New England.
Oh, that was so funny.
And sure enough, New England covered.
In the end,
yeah, New England covered that game just like we thought. And
that was funny.
The Vikings can if they have, we've seen time and time again, Kirk Cousins looking like a great quarterback, and then the big game comes and he doesn't get the job done. And, as much as you do or don't blame Kirk for that, I still think that all the Vikings need to make it into that big game in the Super Bowl is put Tom Brady on the team. He'll win those primetime games. He'll win those big high stakes matchups. If they can improve on defense in the secondary specifically and put Tom Brady in control, I think that's the best destination for him, but I don't see him go. I think he'll go to Vegas. Anyway, what was your pick on where you think he should go?
I think you might not like this. A lot of people might not like this. I think you should go to Miami.
No, I don't dislike that. I think that's fine.
Listen, I don't think it's going to happen. I think they keep Tua. But Mike McDaniel's system is so centric around timing and accuracy,
Mm-hmm.
and like reading defenses and what's going on. Who's better at that than
Exactly.
Tom Brady?
No, I
Like
totally agree
Tom
with
Brady,
you.
besides the fact that he's a little old, is literally the perfect fit for that offense. If Tom Brady goes to Miami, they're probably going to score 50 points a game. Like, I'll be real.
I could see that. And they've got
Like
a
if he
Super
can
Bowl
dump it off the
they've got
Tyreek
a
every
really
other
good
play, and he can
defense.
go for 70 yards.
Yeah.
I don't. That seems like a good fit to me. I think he would dominate in that system with those players, and he'd
I
probably
agree
take a
with
pay cut to keep everyone else too. He wouldn't take up the whole salary cap.
you. Now let's talk about the other quarterback who could land somewhere, and this is why I said not no Tom to the Jets. I think we could be seeing A-Rod go to the Jets.
No, I think that's no. I don't think it's realistic.
I think we really
Why would
could.
Aaron Rodgers want to go to the Jets?
I think
Like, come on.
first off, don't come on me. This is
Come on,
all
you.
over
You
the
just said
news.
A-Rod's going
It's
to
all
want to go
over
to
the
the
news,
Jets.
and I think it's a realistic possibility. We know he's fed up with Green Bay. We know that something's not working there. But first off, the Jets just hired his former offensive coordinator, awful Broncos coach Nathaniel Hackett, and I think that's a contributing factor. I think that's saying, "Hey, Raj, we got your guy. Come on down." I mean, he won multiple MVPs with this guy, and on the other hand, the Jets have they are a quarterback away from real contention. Like, it's a little iffy with the Vikings. We know the Jets are a quarterback away. If you put Rodgers on that team, they're in the conference championship next year. Unless
They're
it's
in
a
the
Russell
divisional round.
Wilson, unless it's a whole Russell Wilson scenario, but I really think if you put Rodgers on that team, there's no way they lose more than 5 games. And that's
That's
an
fair.
easy 12-5, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. See, I think he stays in Green Bay. It's been like this for 4 years. As a Bears fan, you're hoping everything, you're praying, you're like just get this guy out of Green Bay, and it's never happened. It's never gonna happen. I'm sorry. He's gonna stay in Green Bay. It's inevitable.
Obviously, I don't think it's inevitable. I think this might be the final year.
I'd put money on it, to be
Like
honest. I
Detroit
put a lot of money on it.
knocks them out from making the playoffs. The management
so fun. I
still
enjoyed
won't
that game
draft
so
him a
much.
first round receiver. I mean, it could be time up. They have Jordan Love sitting there.
But we're right, real quick. I gotta show you this shirt I got. 1 sec.
Okay.
1 sec.
We'll see how this has to do with football. I'm interested. What you got for me, Brady? Let's see it.
This is a late birthday gift. I got it the other day.
What does that say? League participant.
And it says rebuilding since '57.
Oh my gosh.
That's a kitty cat lion.
That's funny.
Awesome.
Lions will make the playoffs next year, no doubt in my mind.
They probably will, but that's okay. They have Jared Goff. They can't get too far.
Okay, and then a last topic for today with some of this head coaching stuff. Obviously, DeMeco Ryans seems like he's already going to Houston. Mm-hmm. But what do you think about Frank Reich to the Panthers?
I like it. I don't know. I mean, dude, the Colts are mayhem. They're a tire fire. I mean, their owner is some 80-year-old crab shoot that's like cranky all the time. I mean, they hired a high school coach to be their coach, and that's who the owner actually wants to lead their team. Like, that's crazy to me. And and he's handed a new old quarterback every year, and he does decent with most of them. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he was ever put in a good position. The last time he had a stable system in Philly, he was really good. Okay, this is what I think he should do. I think knowing the Panthers got their guy, they got to go get their quarterback. So I think they ship 4 firsts, 3 seconds, DJ Moore and Brian Burns to the Bears for the first overall pick.
Totally.
I think maybe 5 firsts, to be fair, because it's all the way down to 9.
Oh, yeah, just for the generosity,
Yeah, of course, because you got a new coach.
You need the sweetener of the deal.
Yeah, you can throw in J.C. Horn too. I think that'd be just even. We'll throw in a 6th too. And I think they got to get their guy, but I actually do believe the Panthers will trade up and get a C.J. Stroud will leave us this year. I don't think they trade up to
what
1
number
with the
pick
Bears.
do they
I think
have?
they go up to like between 4 and 7, somewhere in there, and get their guy.
They could get Will Levis. I still think he's super overrated.
I think he's a bust. I don't understand the Will Levis hype.
Or Yeah, I think
He's
I think
he's
he's a
Zach Wilson
combine
part two.
quarter. Yeah, I think he's a combine quarterback. He'll make all the throws, and people will be like, "Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
this
he'll
guy's
make all
got
the
an
throws. He'll
NFL
bench press
throw."
for 50 reps, and then he'll not be able to complete a pass.
Exactly. Um, no, I think everyone is forgetting this one thing. I mean, you know how much I hate Ole Miss football.
What does Ole
They
Miss have to do with
they
this?
have Matt Corral sitting on the bench. This guy, people had him as a possible first round pick last
Dude,
year.
he's not. Matt Corral's not that good.
I hold on. I'm not saying how good or not good he is, but I'm saying they have a guy who just 1 year ago everyone was saying, "Oh, this guy could go in the first round." Obviously, the quarterback buzz about every quarterback fell off a cliff.
Well, that's
Matt
absurd.
Corral, he's got talent. They might try him out at some point before going all in to take a quarterback. I really think I think that they're going to need more role players on this team, and that this year's draft is not going to be a quarterback draft for the Panthers.
I don't know. Okay, here's what I think. Frank Reich has not had his choice as quarterback like ever. He's just been some. He's gotten some cranky old dude, which Jim Irsay assigned to him. And now that he's in
Hmm.
Carolina, I don't think he wants to go through that again. I think he wants to get his guy, and I think he wants his guy off the bat. And that's what I
Well,
think he's going to go find someone.
Maybe Matt Corral will be his
Like,
guy.
why
You
would
never
Matt Corral
know.
be his guy?
It's possible. They
I,
haven't
I
seen
don't
yet.
see it.
They drafted this guy. He got hurt and didn't play all year.
He was like a fourth round pick.
Yeah, but he could be the guy at some point.
Could
He's
be the
got
guy.
talent.
So could like
I
I don't know.
I just don't see them not trying it out before going all in on a quarter. They're not going to get CJ Stroud and they're not going to get Bryce
I
Young
mean,
and
unless
their
they want to give this
management
guy
will
a
be
runway and then tank for Caleb Williams, I could see that, I guess.
yeah,
But
they could. I just don't see this
I
year
don't know.
being
I'd
the
rather have an
quarterback
AFC
year.
team do that. But
This year, I just don't see this year being a quarterback year for the Panthers to draft a new guy. They're too low in the order to sell off their whole future to go grab the third best quarterback in the draft. You know?
that's fair. Well, their view of the third best quarterback could be like someone could be their best quarterback.
Could be.
Like how Justin
Anyway,
Fields is the fourth best quarterback.
anyways, that's how we're going to wrap up this week's episode live from Rome, Italy and Buffalo Grove, Illinois. We'll be
Yep.
back in probably 2 weeks for our Super Bowl preview. And